There are certain features and functions that some electronic drum kits will have that others, even at the same price point, may not have. And in this video, I'm going to show you some of the more important ones that you want to make sure you get hold of. Perhaps one of the most important functions is this mix in, which enables me to connect my phone or iPad or any other device and play music through the brain of the electronic kit. It's so important when we learn an instrument that we can play along with music, and of course most people get into playing an instrument because they want to play along to their favourite songs or simulate playing with a band and hopefully eventually even play with a band if that's something they want to do. Now there is a workaround if the brain of your electronic kit doesn't come with this function. Let me show you what it is. So most electronic drum kits are going to come with some kind of amplification. In this case I've got a Roland drum wedge monitor, and what you're going to notice is that where I plug the kit in with this jack to jack lead, it says V drums, and next to it we have line. Now all line means is we have another jack to jack input which we can use to plug in our phones with an adapter. So we've got an extra volume control here, so we could have our drum kit in this one and we could have our mobile phone or whatever it might be in that one. So the second point I'm going to make is about the size of the pads. Now of course if you don't have a lot of space you're going to want a kit that's as small as possible, but if you do have a little bit of space as I have here, then generally the larger pads are going to be more satisfying to play on, and also they more accurately simulate a larger kit because you're actually moving in similar ways to what you would on an acoustic kit. Moving on to the pads themselves now, there are different materials that you can get the pads made of. These are what we call mesh skins, but you can also get rubber ones which are a little bit more like my practice pad here, which is covered in tea stains, and it's going to be less responsive, and a lot of people prefer the mesh pads. And the other advantage is that you can actually tune the tension on them, so it's not going to affect the sound of course because that's being programmed by the drum brain anyway, but what it will do is enable you to actually change the amount of tension you've got on each skin. So you can see that I might have my snare drum one tensioned more than say my floor tom one, just like on my acoustic kit over here I might have more tension on this skin than I might do on this skin. Sticking with the theme of the pads here, the next thing we want to actually look at is how many zones each pad has. Now what I mean by that is if I hit it here, do I get a different sound when I hit it here? In this case I do, which makes this a 2-zone pad, whereas on some of the cheaper kits they might only have a single zone. So if you play the tom in the center for example, instead of playing the rim, you'll get the same sound, which is again just slightly less authentic, a little bit less realistic. Let me show you what I mean. When we're talking about the different zones as well, this also goes for the cymbal. So this for example is actually a 3-zone cymbal, which means that it's different if I hit it here, it's different if I hit it on the edge, and it's different if I hit it on the bell. That's 1, 2, 3. Now that thing that I just did there is what we call a cymbal choke. This is another feature that is really important to try and get hold of if you can. All a cymbal choke is after I hit the cymbal, can I then stop the sound with my fingers? You can see in this case I can. And that's because this cymbal particularly has a kind of soft part underneath, which is actually like a little bit squidgy, and when you hit the cymbal you can grab it and the cymbal knows that that's exactly what you're doing and it stops the sound. If it doesn't have that, then it would just ring on. If I kind of fake it, it would just ring on for as long as it was going to ring on. And let's make one final point for this video. I may do a part 2 if anybody's interested, let me know in the comments, but the actual sturdiness of the frame is really important as well. If you're planning to keep the kit for a long time, then it's going to be essential that it's pretty sturdy, that it's not going to kind of fall apart. That's going to make a huge difference to the playability and the longevity of the kit. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click on this video if you want to find out some of the benefits of owning an electronic drum kit. Make sure you subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.